So the other day on my live a few weeks back, I was asked by somebody, they wanted to start a channel and what fragrances that I recommend that they would have in their collection as far as designers are concerned. So I thought that would be a really cool video idea. So today we're going to be talking about 10 fragrances that I feel like every collector should have that are designers in their collection. So without further ado, let's get it. What's going on, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude. Thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another video on fragrances, of course. Before we get into it, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe. Everybody else, hit that like, put me on the algorithm, comment below. Let me know some must-have fragrances that you guys think that you should have in your collection. Again, today we're going to be talking about 10 must-have designer fragrances that you should have in your collection. Not necessarily all of them, and I'm not talking about the kind of fragrances that you feel like a collector needs to have, like the ones that are those artistic art forms. I'm talking about must-have fragrances for a early beginning collection. What you should have as far as a beginning collection in your fragrance collection. What should you have? Well, these are going to be it as far as like mass appeal, stuff like that. These are going to be on that top end, at least in my opinion. Starting off here, this is one that I really enjoy. I know some people enjoy the extreme or the original better. This, for me, is the best one in the line. I get the most compliments from it. It is Viktor&Rolf's Spicebomb Infrared. Spicebomb Infrared is a very easy wear cinnamon and benzoin balm. Benzoin is kind of like a sweet resinous undertone, and then again you have this nice beautiful cinnamon and pink pepper. Get a little bit of a sweet and spicy offsetting the rest of the spices that are in the fragrance. You have a little bit of a fruity like fruits and red peppers up top, but as you get to the dry down, it's more of a cinnamon benzoin balm with a little bit of like a vanillic sweetness. But overall, it's a very easy wear fragrance. And while there are going to be other fragrances that are in this collection that I'm going to be talking about that are going to be more for like ease of wear, I think for any fall and winter collection, if you have this, you're going to be smelling good. And I know a lot of people like it. It's Spicebomb Infrared. I think that of all the spice bombs, that's the one that you should have in your collection because it can be worn fall, winter, or spring, not summer, but yeah. And I know that my daughter said in her school, at least, like high school and stuff like that, it's a really popular fragrance all year round. Going into the next one. This one is my favorite from the house of Dior. It is a signature fragrance through and through, and I think that you definitely need to have this if you're looking to have a little bit of a luxury vibe to the way that you're feeling, the way that you're smelling, and then also a little bit of a wearability to it. This is Dior Homme Sport 2021. Not the 17 one with the iris. This is the newest one. This is basically a freshened up version of Dior Homme 2020 if you added in a hefty amount of pink pepper and aldehydes. It's a citrus aldehydic take on the line with, again, this slightly sweet and spicy pink pepper floating throughout the entire fragrance. It is fresh, clean, unique, bold, but at the same time, it's alluring, and it has this luxury factor to it where you can wear it dressed up, but you can also wear it dressed down. That is why this is one of the, like, I honestly think that this is like the perfect shirt to wear something like Dior Homme Sport 2021 with, because it's kind of in between casual and business. It's not like you could wear it business or you could wear it casual, but I feel like the best dress for it is just a little bit dressed up, but not fully. But Dior Homme, dude, I can't even say it. Dior Homme Sport 2021 lasts about 7 hours, and it's fresh and it's clean. It's one of the best office scents that you can wear pretty much any time, and I know it gets me a lot of compliments. So definitely not for the younger crowd, but it's definitely good for anybody like 25 years and older. Going to the next one. This is probably the best designer fresh release in the last 4 years. As far as fresh fragrances are concerned, I don't think there is a better one that was released as far as designers. in my opinion. Again, I mean, let me know in the comments if you disagree and you think that there's a better one. But this is Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche. Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche. You can see how much I like this stuff. I have to get another bottle soon before they discontinue it or something. It has a beautiful pickled ginger note. This is, if you pickled ginger is the stuff that's on the side of sushi. Even though I don't like the taste of that, it has that note mixed it and blended so well together with this citrus and ambroxan. It's a very nice woodiness. You have this nice citrus on top. It's a very nice, I think it's like a lemon and bergamot mix. But it has a green edge around the entire fragrance. While the fragrance, it looks like it would be a green fragrance, it's a green edge. It's not a full green fragrance, but it's a perfect spring and summer fragrance. You can wear this even into the fall. It is great on those kind of cooler into warm days, not like super hot. Well, you can wear it in the super hot weather for sure. I'm just saying it's the best on those 50 to 70 degree days for sure. But again, it's has a nice, beautiful, crisp citrus. It has that crisp pickled ginger. And then as you get further into the dry down, you get some of this kind of like warm ambroxan, nice woodiness, a little bit of spice, and again, that green tone. So a slight bit musky, but it's a very beautiful citrus ginger mixture. If you like ginger, if you've ever tried the fragrance Gentleman Only Casual Chic, it's in that same realm. So yeah, very, very, very nice fragrance. It's one of my favorite fragrances out there. Going into the next one, now we're going to be getting into more of the ones that you guys probably would expect from this video. This one is probably my favorite one, and you always have to have one of these on this type of list. It is Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Profumo. And I wouldn't have put this in there if it wasn't still pretty easy to find. But you always need to have an Acqua di on a list where every collector needs to have, or top 10 most popular designer fragrances or whatever. Acqua di Profumo is definitely there. While I prefer Absolute is my favorite in the line, Profumo comes in a steady number 2. It is basically a more modernized take on the original Acqua di Gio. It is a little bit deeper, so it's more of a kind of date night version of the Acqua di Gio line. While it still has that freshness, it still has that Acqua di Gio DNA. It has a little bit of the green tones. It's a lot more classier of a version, and it's the best version of the Acqua di Gio original DNA. Well, pretty much all of the ones in the line outside of like Absolute and Absolute Instinct kind of go down the road of the Acqua di Gio DNA with a twist. This one does it the best, for sure. It's just a more modernized kind of date night version of the original, but you can still wear it during the day. That's Acqua di Gio Profumo. 100% should be on this list, no matter what. I also wanted to give you guys a few runners up that I forgot, so I'm just going to throw them in right now. There's reasons why I didn't throw them in. I didn't throw this one in because it is discontinued now, and I don't know how much longer it's going to be on there. It is Azzaro's Wanted by Night. It is a fruity, woody cinnamon balm. It's what started my collection. It's what made me... I had a collection of about 20 to 30 bottles when I started, but this is what got me into wanting to be a reviewer, because there was things out there that smelled like this that I didn't know, and so I needed to become a reviewer because of that, and that's what started my big collection. It's amazing. Too bad they discontinued it. I have 2 other bottles back there, so I'm set. The next one... I don't like this line really in general, but if there was one to have from the line, it's this one. It's Dior Sauvage Eau Le Parfum. It is just kind of like a mix between the original and the EDT and the Parfum. Has a little bit of that sweetness undertoning it, but it still has that freshness and that blue metallic vibe from the original. It still smells like Dior Sauvage, but if there was one that's the most wearable, this is it, the Eau Le Parfum. It's the one that smells the best to me and my wife. It's just, I won't put it in my you must-have list because I don't like Sauvage that much, to be honest with you. And the last one is more because I know that there is a good amount of people that love this and a good amount of people that don't like this type of DNA at all. So I'm not putting it on the list for that reason, but I'm in the love part of it. It is Terre Eau Givree. I got this last year. I had a bunch of decants, but I got this at the end of summer. So this will actually be the first summer that I'll be wearing into this bottle. But Terre au Givree. It's that Terre DNA, which I'm not a huge fan of. Never have been. But this time, it has that beautiful rounded citron in the opening. And it is very, 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 very nice. It's classy. It's for the hot weather. It's really good. But those are my runners up. I forgot to tell you guys those in the opening. Going to the next one. This one, you guys can give me gripe all you want, but I feel like every single person who has a collection of 10 bottles or more at least needs this in their collection, just because it smells great. It's super easy to wear. It's a really nice everyday random pull if you're going out to the store or something like that, and women love it. I don't care what anybody says, women love it. It's the original Boss bottle number 6. They used to last 8 hours. They've diluted it to death, and it lasts like 3 to 4 hours now, but it's that fresh, warm apple pie, fresh apple pie. That's really what it is. It's cinnamon, sandalwood, has a nice creamy tone in there. It's Boss bottled, and my wife loves it. And with another one on this list, this with this goes together. It's one of the best layering combinations out there, but you can get Boss bottled for like 30 to 40 bucks now. It's a very easy wear fragrance. It smells great. It's a fresh semi-gourmand. It is a really nice fragrance that you can wear in literally any situation. I've always loved it, always will love it. Boss bottled. It needs to be in everybody's collection. I don't care. I mean, you can say what you want. I love it. This one's going to be a super easy pick. Again, it's another Eau de Parfum and another blue. This is Bleu De Chanel Eau de Parfum. Out of the entire line, this is the one that you must have, because the Eau de Toilette is the citrus aspect. It's the fresher aspect, that more on the ginger, and it's lighter, and it doesn't last as long. Then you have the Parfum that lasts a long time. It's more warmer. It's a little bit deeper than the rest of the ones in the line. It's your night out take on the line. But then there's this one. It's kind of a mix between the best of both worlds, which is why this is going to be the most versatile in the line. It has the best projection while not the best longevity compared to the Parfum. The Parfum has the best longevity. This is the best projection. The Eau de Parfum is just, it's your blue staple. If you like the Bleu de Chanel DNA, this is the one that you must have in your collection. If you're a collector of any sort, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. If you only had one, it's this one. Just like Sauvage Eau de Parfum. I mean, it has the incense, it has the ginger, not the Sauvage, the Bleu de Chanel. Incense, ginger, it has the bergamot, grapefruit, whatever in the opening. As you get to the dry down, you get a little bit of that kind of darker incensey amberwood that you get from the Bleu de Chanel Parfum, and a little bit of sweetness that kind of comes in, and it just brings that depth, but also brings that freshness and that kind of ginger pop that you get from the original, and smashes them into one great fragrance. That's Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, 100% fantastic fragrance. Sticking with Chanel, it wouldn't be a list if you didn't have this. I mean, this is the most versatile fragrance that is in existence, probably. I mean, honestly, and it's called a sport fragrance, but it's really not. It's Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, or Eau Extreme, or just better known as Cashy. Okay, so this is a sweet vanilla that comes in, and it just takes over the fragrance, but it has these nice aromatic tones in the opening, a slight touch of citrus, but really it's more of a sweet vanilla on top of an aromatics, a little bit of spice, a little bit of the minty tone, but overall it is just high quality H2O. Yeah, water boy, but no, it's high quality fragrances. I mean, it's a grass cutter just walked by. With that said, Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, it actually, for the extreme, you would have thought it would last like 8 to 10 hours at least. It only lasts about 5 to 6. That's the only drawback with it. But with that said, it's one of the most versatile, cleanest, freshest, while also having a little bit of that creamy, sweet vanilla underneath it. A really beautiful sandalwood. Again, that aromatic Chanel Allure Homme DNA. It's just you add in the vanilla, and it's beautiful. If you haven't tried this, there's not one person out there that should not at least try this fragrance. I'm telling you, you have to own it, or like at least a decant. Going to the next one. Last three. So we're gonna go fresh, warm, semi-fresh. So this one is the best fragrance for being activated in the heat. It's my wife's favorite warm weather fragrance on me. It is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. You need to have this in your collection. I mean, it pairs together well with other fragrances if you're a layering connoisseur, if you're somebody who wants a blue fragrance that has that really nice fresh tone to it, a little bit of a, like aquatic feel, marine feel to it. That's what this is. It's a Dolce & Gabbana light blue DNA. It's just more intense. It's in your face, a slight bit more spicy aromatic. It has that a slight marine tone underneath that's a little bit like a spicy marine tone, I mean. And then it's woody, it's aromatic. It is absolutely fantastic. It activates in the heat. And if you ever want to layer it to make it into a tropical mojito, layer it with the $15 bottle of Tommy Bahama Sit Sail St. Bart's. You get about 6 to 7 hours of a tropical mojito with those two together, but you must have this in your collection. Also, the women's light blue Eau Intense is very nice too. You should try that out. They're similar in the smell, but there's a little bit of a difference, a little bit more of a femininity to it, but I actually kind of like that about it. But this, I like, it's my favorite. It's my favorite from Dolce & Gabbana altogether. I also like Light Blue Sun. I just got a decant of that in. That was actually pretty good. But everybody needs to have a bottle of this. It's $50 or under. I mean, you can't beat that for Light Blue Eau Intense. This one of my favorite fragrances out there. I mean, it always has been. And it's like a fresh gourmand that you can wear nighttime all year round, daytime or nighttime during the cooler weather. Azzaro's The Most Wanted. Another reason why I didn't put Wanted by Night in this list. There's a reason why the two Macy's in my area in Pittsburgh, they said that this is the best-selling fragrance over all of the Armanis, all of the Versace's and Dior's and Chanel's. This is the best-selling one. It's because it's that good. It's a big hype beast right now, and I've been on that train since it first came out. Most Wanted, Eau de Parfum Intense, and even the Eau de Toilette Intense that came out this year, I actually have it on my table. This is actually pretty nice. It gets closer to this in the dry down, but fresher. But this is toffee, cardamom, has a little bit of that green spiciness to it. It has a nice creamy amberwood in the dry down, a little bit of this vanilla, but it is a fresh gourmand. It is what I like to wear when I'm going out on a date night for an anniversary dinner or something like that. Most Wanted is a killer. It knocks the socks off of women and, I mean, everything else too. So, Most Wanted, Eau de Parfum Intense. It's a fresh gourmand. It smells great. Try it out. And the last one, this is probably my most worn fragrance outside of the EDT in this line. But I wear this all the time. My daughter and wife are obsessed with it. It is YSL Y Le Parfum. Honestly, I was going to replace this with the Eau de Toilette. I get a headache from the Eau de Parfum, so for me, that wouldn't be in it. But any of those three, if you like the Eau de Parfum, replace that with this, replace that this with that, replace either of them with the Eau de Toilette. All three of them should be in a collection. At least one of them should be. And for me, I think the Le Parfum is the most versatile and the longest lasting. It has that YSL Y. If you want a little bit more of a crisp, aldehydic take on a little bit fresher on the line, go with the EDT. If you want a sweeter take on the line with more apple, go with the EDP. If you want more of a mysterious Tonka edition with the amberwood, just like the Bleu De Chanel Eau de Parfum and all that, this is what that is. It's kind of like the night out version of the Y, except for you can wear it all day long. It has the freshness, it has the apple, it has the ginger, has the clary sage, the aromatic tones that come with the line. It just adds in a little bit of a depth and a little bit of this Tonka amberwood mixture as you get to the dry down. Very beautiful fragrance, lasts 10 plus hours. YSL Y Le Parfum is my favorite blue fragrance in the designer community and even niche, because I haven't tried a blue fragrance in niche that I liked more than this yet. But there is one coming out this year that apparently can take that down. We'll see how that goes by Zaharoff. But with that said, those are 10 fragrances I feel like and 3 extras that I feel everybody who has even a minor collection should at least have a few of those. And if you have more like a 50 bottle collection, I think you should have all of those fragrances. Just my opinion. I think that's a great starting lineup for any collector. especially like I started my channel with 25, 30 bottles. And I guarantee you, I think all of those were in my collection at that point in time. Outside of maybe this one, because I started my channel and that came out the next month. So yeah, let me know some of your favorites well, the ones that you feel like should be in everyone's collection. And again, I'll be back with another one. Peace out.